most interesting heroes to spring from our country's folklore is a man by the name of Jonathan Chapman, better known as Johnny Appleseed. Now, some say Johnny was a saint. Others say he was nothing but an apple-headed loony bird. But all agree he left a living legacy of apple orchards across America's heartland nearly 200 years ago. Orchards just like this one.
Get stuck. Well, there she is. All 40 acres. Tell the truth, I hate to sell, but times are tough. This ain't exactly the golden age of farming. Now, what was it you wanted to put up here? 100 condos. Gee, I don't know. Seems like a shame to waste something so dang beautiful. Why, they're apple trees. See, this is an apple, and it grows on trees. Doesn't grow in plastic bags in a supermarket, as you might think. Yes, it is. Pretty amazing. Yep, this old orchard has quite a history. It was planted by Mr. Johnny Appleseed himself. What? You never heard of Johnny Appleseed? Where is it you say you come from? Venus? You better sit right down here, and I'm going to tell you the story of old Johnny. Because if you're going to dig up all these trees and put in a bunch of jacuzzis, you ought to know the history of the place. No, I ain't got a pillow for your rear end. Just sit on the ground. Now, the day Johnny Chapman was born, it was raining cats and dogs. But the second he came into this world, the rain just stopped, and a beautiful rainbow arched across the sky and ran smack into an apple tree right outside of the bedroom window. And I guess maybe that was a sign of things to come, 'cause from that day on, little Johnny was just crazy about apples. He'd only drink apple juice from his baby bottle, and he wouldn't even go to sleep lest he was lying under an apple tree. And Johnny took on a few more peculiar habits, like refusing to sleep or eat indoors.
Don't encourage him, Martha.
The kids in town thought Johnny had a loose marble, so his only friends were the animals. And while other kids had lemonade stands, Johnny was operating a roadside pet hospital.
I wouldn't worry, Lou. It's just a little heartburn. Nah, no charge. Next.
When Johnny got to be about 18, he decided to set out to seek his fame and fortune.
I've packed you some apple cookies, a little strudel, and some dried apple slices for you to nibble on.
Thanks, Mom. I forgot all about food.
You're throwing away your future.
I know, Dad.
A bum. Is that what you want to do with your life? Be a bum?
Dad, I just need to find a place where I fit in.
Why can't you fit in at Harvard? Pull some strings, get you an interview? No, You want to go traipsing around looking for... What are you looking for, anyway?
Well, I guess I'm just looking for me.
I'll save you a trip. You're right here, in your front yard.
Oh, Warren, it's just a phase. He'll grow out of it.
Into what? Full-grown nut?
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Get out of here, you apple-headed loony bird.
Bye, Dad.
But before Johnny hit the road, he stopped by the general store to load up on traveling supplies.
Hello, Mr. Goodwin.
Johnny, congratulations on Harvard.
Oh, no, I'm not going to Harvard. Instead, I'm just going to walk around the country and look at the trees and talk to the animals and maybe figure out my purpose in this funny old world.
Your dad must be thrilled.
But first, I'm going to need some traveling clothes.
Fine, I have shirts, shoes, trousers.
Hey, this looks good.
That's a sack of potatoes, Johnny.
Yeah, I know, but look, Mr. Goodwin, if we cut a hole in the sack for the head and a couple more holes for the arms, this could be great.
You want to wear a burlap sack?
Sure. Oh, and I'll need a hat and a pot for cooking.
Here's a pot.
Now, wait a second. Wait a minute, Mr. Goodwin. Wait a second. This is a great idea. This could be a pot and a hat. How's it look?
Frankly, Johnny, it looks stupid.
But very functional, though, because it saves me the trouble of carrying around a pot. Forget the hat, I'm wearing the pot.
Fine. Anything else? Boots, a canteen, blanket, pot holders?
No, I think the pot and the sack will do it. Do you mind if I pay you with apple seeds?
Oh, no need, Johnny. It's on me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Goodwin. Well, I'm off.
Yes. He's off, all right.
Well, here I am cooking dinner. And then I'll eat it. And then I'll maybe have some dessert. Maybe another apple. And then I'll go to sleep. And tomorrow I'll start walking. Some more. Of course, I walked a lot today, but I only got as far as here. Maybe what I need is some kind of reason for being out here.
I tell you, Johnny, starting a hurricane is murder on the hair.
Who are you?
Betty Nature. You probably know me as Mother.
You're Mother Nature?
Johnny, I see you out here in my territory wandering about, and as far as I can tell, you're just taking up space.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking about that.
Look, Johnny, let me come right to the point. I got a job for you. You like apples, right?
Sure do.
Me too. And at the moment, I have a shortage of apple trees. So what I want you to do is go to the cider mills and pick up as many apple seeds as you can carry. Then, I want you to travel around the country and plant apple orchards.
Really? What a great job. Why did I think of that? I'm gonna start right this second.
Johnny, this is a dream. Wait until you wake up.
Oh, yeah, right.
And one more thing. You're no longer Johnny Chapman. From now on, you will be Johnny Appleseed.
Johnny Appleseed. That's nice. I like the way it kind of rolls off the tongue. Thank you, Mother Nature.
Betty, now go on out and make me proud. Johnny Appleseed.
And so Johnny now had his mission in life, and he started planting apples all over the country like there was no tomorrow. He traveled like the wind, planting here, planting there, stopping only to take a quick snooze or heal a sick animal. Johnny even devised his own original method of planting, something he called the Appleseed heel and toe hop. Naturally, all this traveling and hopping occasionally brought him smack dab into the middle of a settlement.
Gentlemen? Gentlemen, I'm not pleased with the quality of furs that you're bringing to me.
Well, Mr. Smith, we're doing the best we know how to.
Jed, did I give you permission to speak? I don't think so. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Unless I see a dramatic improvement, and I mean soon, I will be forced to cut off all your credit at my trading post, which means that you and your homely wives and disgusting little children will starve. But that would break my heart. Gentlemen, all I'm asking for is a couple thousand hides of beaver, fox, and mink. Is that so difficult?
There ain't no mink in these parts.
I know. That's why they're so valuable. Now get trapping! Move it!
Pardon me, friends. Could you direct me to the local trading post?
We ate your friends.
Fine. I can live with that. You see, I'm in need of some farming supplies.
We don't do no farming around here. Mr. Smith says that's sissy work. We're hunters and trappers. We live off the meat of the land. Anybody home?
Good. Well, thank you for your help, gentlemen.
One strange potato, Joe. Cuckoo butch. He's cuckoo.
Can I? You shouldn't creep up behind a fella like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to creep.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I overreacted. I'm just not that used to people.
Is that a pan on your head?
Oh no, actually, it's a pot. I know it looks sort of funny, but it's actually very practical.
I like your burlap shirt. I mean, pants. Outfit. I like it.
Wow, it's just something I threw together.
Oh, I'm Jenny Smith. I work here. My uncle owns this trading post.
Oh, Johnny Appleseed. I like to plant.
Gee, I never met a man who planted.
I'm looking for mulch.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mulch died about 6 months ago.
No, I mean like manure.
May I help you?
Oh, hi, Uncle Jack.
Jenny, I don't recall giving you permission to talk with strangers.
Oh, this is Johnny Appleseed, my Uncle Jack. Well, I'm gonna go look for some manure.
Pardon me if I don't shake your hand, but I want you out of my trading post.
Any particular reason?
Yes. You're ugly, you're dirty, and you smell like bad meat. I don't want my niece contaminated by you. Any further questions?
Yes, do you carry any of those little short shovels?
Out.
With the little handles?
Out.
And the deep base?
Ow!
Oh!
That's the way out of town, if you don't mind.
The Indians will take care of him.
Lihat kota kena macam ni. Ni kota. Tak nak awak asyik mencuba kini. Yauta nani teman ni nak. Jawab ni mau keman. Wes ni. Atau nak kini ni. Ni cuba. Ni so now tu yang mau kema. So. Okay ma. Kenamet kes makama.
Uenasques Pacheskawa, Ose Nakosi.
Hinga, much bigger.
Hello. I assume you're the chief?
Mm-hmm.
Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed. At your service, sir.
You're not from Smithville, are you?
No, I'm not.
Good. See, I'm convinced that Smithville is the breeding ground for all stupid white men.
Maybe it's their diet.
What's that on your head?
Oh, it's a hat. Well, it's a pot. Pot hat. Pot and a hat.
I like it.
Oh, thank you. Well, it comes in handy. I mean, can you cook in that?
No, it's very impractical to cook in feathers. Corn, good. I hate corn. That's all we ever eat. Cream of corn, corn on the cob, corn pancakes.
Oh, have you ever had one of these?
What is this?
It's called an apple. Apple. Apple.
I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why are you talking like that?
I don't know.
That's what I call food.
Yeah, isn't it good?
It's crunchy, tasty, and it's sweet.
Oh, I can have one too.
Oh, you got more in there.
Yeah, got a whole bag.
And so, after teaching the chief and his people how to plant and care for apples, Johnny finally got around to saying his goodbyes.
Thanks for everything, Johnny. And that cobbler was out of this world.
Oh, you like it? I'm glad.
Did I tell you I liked your pot?
Only about 5 times. Oh, look, I just happen to have a spare one. Would you like to try it on? It's you, Chief.
And here's a gift for you. This pouch contains magical healing herbs.
Oh, thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.
Anything?
I'm sorry, honey. I'm just not a very good trapper. How's little Mac?
He's worse. I don't know what else to do for him.
Once. Just once. I wish a little luck would come my way. This is not what I had in mind.
Morning, neighbor. Name's Johnny Appleseed.
Name fits. You look like a fruit.
Actually, I don't. A fruit is much smaller, and they rarely talk. Friend, I'm here to change your life. Johnny's the name, and apples are my game. And I'm here to offer you the opportunity of a lifetime. All I ask is you allow me to plant an apple orchard in your land. I'll provide the seeds, labor, and the knowledge. Then, with a minimum of effort on your part, you'll become a prosperous man.
Uh-huh. What do you get out of it?
Oh, the simple joy of seeing those sad hound dog eyes of yours twinkle with delight. So, what do you think?
I think your pot's on too tight.
Little Mac's getting worse.
I wish I knew what to do, Edna.
Maybe I can help.
Here, Johnny. I brewed those herbs just like you said.
Here, little Mac. Drink this. That's it. Drink it all up. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
If my boy dies, I'll wrap that pot around your head. Did I mention I don't like you?
The fever's broke. It worked.
Oh, Johnny, I love you.
Could you love me a little bit less, Mac? I got fragile ribs.
We'd be mighty honored if you spent the night, Mr. Appleseed.
I'd appreciate that, man. Yes, I can see the point. If I were there, I'd do the same thing.
Johnny, you know, you can sleep in the cabin if you want.
Oh, that's okay, Mac. I prefer the outdoors.
Who are you talking to out here?
Oh, I was just chatting with your dog. He was telling me that most of the animals are leaving the area. Apparently, they are tired of being killed by all the trappers.
Johnny, you don't really talk to the animals, do you?
Oh, yeah. Of course, you can't talk to each animal the same way. You have to talk to each one individually. You know, for example, a dog is very smart, so you can talk almost normally to them. But squirrels or raccoons, you talk very slowly so they won't get confused. And birds. Don't get me started on birds.
Johnny, I just wanted to say that if you'd like to plant some apple trees on my land, it's all right with me.
Oh, thank you, Mac. That's wonderful. I'll get started in the morning.
But I gotta warn you that Mr. Smith ain't gonna like it. Of course, he doesn't like me much anyway. See, I don't do things Smith's way, so I'm sort of an outcast. We're just barely scraping by here. And believe me, Smith is not going to pay me money for a load of apple hides.
Peels.
Yeah, whatever. Well, good night to you.
Good night.
Thanks again, Johnny.
Oh, thank you. But anyway, can you talk to them, or do you know where they're going?
Don't get me wrong, I really like the guy. But I truly think he might be from a different planet.
Did you two take care of that matter as I requested?
Oh, boss, we fixed his wagon good. Good.
And you made sure his apples won't grow? I mean, it's not that I don't trust you, it's just that I don't trust you. How did you do it?
We spread manure all over his field. Everywhere. Those seeds don't have a chance. Oh, dear.
You two bring new meaning to the word moron. Would you kindly hand me that club over there?
boy, you oughta.
I still can't believe it. It just grew right out of the ground. And it's really going to be a tree?
With your help, Mac.
Oh, you bet. I'm not going to let my little babies die.
Well, then, here's what you have to do. You have to make sure...
Johnny taught Mac how to care for the newly planted orchard, and once again hit the road, planting more orchards, and of course talking with various animals. Sure, he might have got lost a couple of times, but he finally made his way back to Smithville, stopping first to check in on the McIntosh family.
You did a great job, Mac. These are beautiful.
Well, I had a good teacher. You know, there's a guy back east who'll buy every bushel I can send him.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, it sounds like you're doing real good.
Yeah, but I'm the only one. You were right about all the animals leaving. The rest of the folks are nearly starving. And Smith ain't no help.
Well, Mac, remember, one bad apple does not spoil the whole barrel.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you had some luck today, Jed.
Yeah, well, I came up with these.
What are they?
Mice furs.
Mice furs. Imagine all this guy coming in with mice furs.
Thank you, Miss Jenny.
Well, what do you have, Zeke?
Gophers and hamsters.
Johnny, you're back! I missed you so much. You left without even saying goodbye.
I said goodbye. You just didn't hear me. I was 2 miles away when I said it.
I forgive you.
You look more beautiful than ever, Jenny.
Oh, I bet you say that to all the girls.
I don't know any other girls.
Did you miss me?
Miss you? Oh, sure. Well, I guess I missed you.
At least you know how to flatter a girl. You're not like any other person I've ever met.
Johnny, old pal! Heard you were back in town.
Old pal?
And you're looking very healthy. New pot? I love it. Looks very smart. Precious, could you excuse us for just a teeny tiny little moment? Thank you, dear. Listen, you stinking bag of rotten fruit. You stay away from my niece and you get out of my town. If you're still here in 30 seconds, I'm going to play William Tell with your head.
A pleasure to see you again, Jack. I'd love to stay, but I do have to run. Anyway, that's to the family.
Johnny,
Oh, hi, fellas. What can I do for you?
we was wondering if you could teach us some of this farming and planting stuff.
Yeah, 'cause there ain't no more furs, and Mr. Smith, he's squeezing us dry.
And after we seen what you done from McIntosh, we says to ourselves, this is a life for us.
Oh, you big galoots. Well, this is what you have to do. You have to get some seeds.
And so Johnny began teaching the men all about farming, starting with his own unique planting method. He taught them how to care for the young seedling, how to feed them, and how to make them strong. And then he taught them how to grow other things besides apples, so that they could learn to be totally self-sufficient. After that, Johnny taught the settlers the basics of animal husbandry.
And that, students, is the story of the egg. I see our time is up. So tonight's homework is to write a report on the difference between a cow and a bull. That's enough out of you, Jeremiah. Gosh, an apple for the teacher. What an original gift.
Johnny, I'm so proud of you. Thanks to you, the whole settlement is filled with hope.
I'm nothing but a simple guy in a burlap bag.
I think you're wonderful.
Gee, I guess there are some advantages to being nothing but a simple guy in a burlap bag.
Gentlemen, I am deeply troubled by the recent turn of events. As you well know, I have always held the reins of power in our humble settlement. I guess you could say that I've been like a father to the people. In fact, I've been more like a god.
Amen.
But things have changed. As we speak, Mr. Appleseed is teaching my people to be self-sufficient. And they're liking it. How dare he think that he can help my people? You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to take that skinny little pothead by the throat and choke him till he's gasping for air. Then I'd like to take his nose and twist it off his face. Then I'd like to take his ears and shake his head back and forth till I rattle every single seed out of his head. Now, I'd like some feedback on my proposal.
But before Smith could make good on his threats, the rain suddenly stopped, and the entire area was plunged into a terrible drought, and the newly planted crops started to wither and die.
You call this corn? I call this dead. May I ask what it is you're doing?
Oh, you certainly may. I'm getting water for the crops.
No, you're not.
Yes, I'm positive that's what I'm doing. You see, there's a drought going on.
No. This is my well, therefore it is my water.
Oh, well, in that case, it's very generous of you to share some of the water with us because we... Oh, boy, that's refreshing. I'll be a bit wasteful.
Boys, he's getting on my nerves.
I've never really liked guns, especially when they're pointing at me. You'll excuse me.
Hi, Johnny.
Hi, Betty. Don't tell me I fell asleep.
Don't worry, Johnny, you're awake. You see, variety is the spice of Mother Nature. Sometimes I appear in a dream, sometimes I appear in the real world, and most of the time I don't even appear.
Well, I don't mean to be rude, Betty, but I'm in a big hurry.
Johnny.
Yes?
What are you doing?
Well, I'm running to the river to get water for the orchards.
The river is 50 miles away.
I know, that's why I'm in a big hurry.
Oh, Johnny, sweetheart, I love you. And you're doing a terrific job with your apples, but you're like a snowstorm on the North Pole. A lot of activity, but no effect.
Well, what else can I do? The river's the only source of water left. That is, unless you'd like to put an end to this silly drought.
Mother Nature can't be that convenient. Besides, I can't save your hide every time you get into a jam. It's not natural.
Oh, and you think letting the crops die and watching people die is natural? Because if you do...
Don't argue with Mother Nature. Use your head. There's always a solution to a problem.
What can I do? Why should I care? I mean, it's their town, so it's their problem, right? I'm just passing through. A vagabond. A drifter with dirt path fever. That's why I'm just gonna vamoose. Hit the road, make like the wind and blow. I can't do that. I can't desert them. Wait a second. This is good. This is intelligent. Here I am sitting with a beaver, and you're the one who can help. Cause, like, you're the head beaver, right? And you make dams. Right, and so, for you, it's not so much like work, but a way of life, right? Right, so, considering that, how would you feel about making some dams? You will? Oh, that is great. Thank you so much, Bert. You are one great beaver. You really are. Oh, and tell the other beavers they're great, too. Oh, this is so exciting. I think I have to dance for joy.
This'll plant Appleseed 6 feet under.
Why did you do that for, boss?
You'll find out soon enough.
Oh, why bother? There's no water. Why don't we just let my crops die in peace?
Don't worry. I've taken care of the water situation. You get a new horse?
No, this is Larry's horse.
How do you know?
It's his brand.
Oh. Well, come on, boy. I'm taking you back to Larry. I bet he's sick with worry. Oh. He's not the smartest horse in the world, but I'm sure that Larry would be glad I brought him in.
Johnny, you're so thoughtful.
Larry, is this your horse?
Yep, that's my brand, Larry.
And why is it that Mr. Appleseed now has your horse?
I don't know. He stole it.
I see. Mr. Appleseed, you are now under arrest for horse stealing. You stay out of this. When I get through with you, you won't have a pot to put on. Come on, let's go. Folks, it is my unfortunate duty to inform you that our beloved Johnny Appleseed is nothing more than a common horse thief.
What?
No. I know it's hard to believe, but I have a very reliable eyewitness. Larry?
What? Oh, that's right. He stole my horse.
This is absurd. I
don't think that these people are interested in listening to a horse thief. Friends, I don't like to be the one to say I told you so, but I told you so. The day that this dirty, smelly creature staggered into our town, mumbling to himself, I told you he was bad news. And when he started filling your heads with his crazy notions of farming and growing things, I told you to ignore him. He promised you rich rewards, and you morons believed him. Now, thanks to him, your crops are wilting and your orchards are drying. You see? This is when the expression, "I told you so," comes into play.
You didn't tell us that the rains had stopped.
Yeah, and there wouldn't be enough water. I promise you there is going to be enough water. Look, I talked to the beavers, and they've agreed to reroute the river so it'll flow right past here.
You talked to the beavers?
Yes, I spoke to them, and...
Let's be serious. This man is nothing more than a con artist, a horse thief, and a nut.
Let's peel him.
I don't think they like you.
You have to think of her feelings. I mean, she's home with the puppies all day. You're up.
Hi, Johnny.
Jenny, what are you doing here? You're gonna get in trouble. Visiting hours are over.
I know, but I have to talk to you. Do you have a minute? That's a really stupid question. Well, the thing is I saw my Uncle Jack today for what he really is. Disgusting, evil, manipulative, slimy dirtbag.
You mean rotten to the core?
Yes. And I think that the only way he can get out of this mess is just to kiss his boots, beg for his forgiveness, and admit that you were wrong and he was right.
Uh-huh. Or you could help me escape.
Johnny, one of the things that I always loved about you is that you march to the beat of a different drummer. But please, just for this once, can't you play the game?
I'm sorry, I don't even know the game.
But if we can get away from Smithville, we can build our own life. Together. You know, we can get married and settle down and have a place of our own.
Jenny, I'm a rambling man. I've still got apples to plant, roads to travel, animals to talk to.
But Johnny, I love you. Doesn't that mean anything?
Look, I don't know much about love. But I do know that you shouldn't love a man like me.
Fine. Bye, Johnny.
Bye, Jenny.
Trial of Johnny Appleseed will now come to order. Now, as long as I'm judge, this man will receive a fair trial. Johnny Appleseed, you're accused of the despicable crime of horse stealing, as well as vagrancy, jaywalking, littering, not to mention being the weirdest walnut we've seen in these parts in many a moon. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
All right, you're gonna make this difficult? I'll call my first witness. Larry?
What?
Will you take the stand? You promise to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, help you God? You do. Now, Larry.
What?
In your own words, state exactly what happened.
He stole your horse. He stole your horse. He stole your horse.
Thank you, Larry, for that expert testimony. You may step down. Well, the court has heard all the evidence. I will now pronounce a verdict.
Don't I get to speak?
All right, but make it snappy. We've got a hanging to do here.
I just want to say, have you all gone crazy?
Talk about the pothead calling the kettle black.
You people know I didn't steal Larry's horse. I've never stolen anything in my life. If I'm guilty of anything, it's of being different. I mean, I admit I'm not like everybody else. I'm an individual. And I refuse to answer to anybody but myself. But is that a crime? It is to Jack Smith, because he can't tolerate anything that he can't control. When you folks learned about farming and started to be self-sufficient, Jack Smith lost control over you.
Yeah, that's true.
And if I, in any way, am responsible for that, then at least I can die a proud man.
Hey, people, come on now! You're listening to a man who talks to beavers! Now let's wrap this up! I find you guilty. You'll hang by your neck till you're dead. Knock the stool out from under him. Let's see some twitching here.
Good shooting, Jenny.
Look at that. Oh. Jenny, you don't know how great it is to see you.
Yeah. It'll give you the opportunity of saying goodbye.
You say goodbye. I say hello.
What's this doing here?
Thought you might like to see some of your old friends.
What in blazes is that?
The river!
Don't thank me. Thank the beavers.
So, thanks to Bert the Beaver and all his furry, flat-tailed friends, Johnny was able to save the settlement. And thanks to Jenny, Johnny was saved.
Well, Johnny, I'm glad you decided to stay a little longer.
I'm glad I got to live a little longer. Are you hungry?
Starving. What did you bring?
Apples. Oh, after you.
Well, my dearest rambling man, I'll be sad to see you go.
Well, I've been thinking about what you said, and maybe I should plant my roots and settle down. You know, we could get married and build a house and watch our trees grow. I could get involved in community affairs.
Sounds wonderful, Johnny, but not for you. You've got itchy feet and I can't scratch them.
But I just can't bear the thought of you sitting under the apple tree with anybody else but me.
You've got a mission, Johnny, and you can't let me or anybody else stop you.
You're right, Jenny. But at least allow me to plant a special apple orchard in memory of us. And that way, you'll always remember me.
I'll always remember you, Johnny.
And this is that very same orchard that Johnny planted for Jenny. Who, by the way, just happens to be my great-great-grandmother, Granny Smith. As for her Uncle Jack, he was tarred and furred and forced to spend the rest of his days in an unventilated room with Larry. Anyway, thanks to Johnny and the beavers moving the river, the settlement grew and prospered. Mac McIntosh became famous for his breed of apple, not to mention Granny Smith's. And Smithville became known as the apple capital of the world. What do you mean, so what? Listen, you city slicker. If you can't understand that these here trees may be the last living memorial to the great Johnny Appleseed, then you got no business owning this land. And come to think of it, I got no business selling it. Now go on, get out of my orchard. You're stinking up the place. What? No way you can walk back, Jack.
You heard what Jimbo said. Get out of this orchard. And you better make it quick. Otherwise, I just might throw the biggest thunderstorm you ever saw.
frontier was the birthplace for some of our greatest legends, our most memorable heroes. But as the wilderness gave way to cities and suburbs, we tended to forget the important contributions these men and women made to early America. But even though these are modern times, we can still learn a thing or two from these heroes. Shoot, that's why they're called legends. And that's why tonight we pay a visit to one of America's greatest legendary heroes, Davy Crockett.
My name is Mr. Wallace, and I will be your substitute teacher while Miss Penfield enjoys the quiet serenity of the Ides of March rest home.
Let's party!
All right, settle down, people, settle down. Miss Penfield tells me you've been studying the American frontier. Can anyone give me the name of an American hero?
Rocky IV.
Well, actually, I was thinking of someone from a bit earlier.
Rocky II.
You must be Ben.
Yeah. How'd you know?
Oh, from Miss Penfield. She had nothing but things to say about you. This is a coonskin cap. It has come to symbolize two things. One of them is Davy Crockett, the man we're going to begin studying today. The other is a very unhappy raccoon. All right, let's open our books to chapter 1, please.
I don't have my book.
Why is that?
My dog ate it. Yeah, he didn't like it either.
Get you another book.
He can have mine, sir. I committed it to memory. I committed it to memory.
No, thanks. I think I want Ben to have this book.
Gee, thanks a lot.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Hey, you'll have the rest of the class time today to read the first 3 chapters to yourselves. Now.
Davy Crockett was born on August 17th, 1786, on the banks of the Nolichucky River in Tennessee.
Whoopee.
He quickly became known as the finest hunter and marksman in all of Tennessee. And for a frontiersman in Davy's day, these were important skills indeed. A typical day for Davy Crockett began at sunup with the chirping of the birds as the...
Whitey, cut it out. Whitey, I said cut it. Ow. Mr. Wallace? Whitey? Mom? Come on, you guys, this isn't funny, okay? All right, it's a little bit funny. Now let me out of here.
Wherever here is.
got enough apples for the pie now, Davy.
Thanks, old Betsy. You never let me down.
You know, sometimes I think you love that rifle better than you love me.
Tarnation, gal. Betsy's just an old friend of mine. You're the only woman in the world for me, or my name ain't Davy Crockett.
What do you think, Ben?
I didn't do anything, and you can't prove it.
The book. Ben, what do you think of the book?
Oh. It's okay, I guess.
Oh, you give old Davy's story a chance. I think you might really get into it.
Oh, it's you.
Who are you expecting, Davy Crockett? Come on, we're all going down to the mall and pretend to throw up in front of the hot dog stand.
I was gonna read this book.
Come on, you're the best fed puker in class. And how come you're reading some stupid book anyway? I mean, school's out for the day.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's go puke! Honest, Mrs. Parker, there really was an earthquake. I'm surprised you didn't feel it. And you know how they say you shouldn't use an elevator after an earthquake? Well, I'm pretty sure they say you shouldn't use doors either.
I think she bought it. Shut up, Whitey. Why are you always getting me in trouble every single...
Hello, Whitey. Since I'm sure you both have a lot of homework, goodbye, Whitey.
Mom.
Ben.
Goodbye, Whitey.
Look. So how was school, Ben? Any notes, phone calls, or subpoenas I should expect?
Actually, I stayed clean.
More likely you just didn't get caught. Ben, what am I going to do with you? Ever since your father died and I've had
to go back to work, you've been like a different boy. I know. Hey, maybe I could quit school and get a job. Then you could quit your job and I could support you for a while.
That's a great idea, Ben. That's a very good idea. There's a big future out there for a man with an 8th grade education. Do you have any homework?
Just some dumb reading.
All right, well, you start your dumb reading while I start our dumb dinner.
Mom, this is not your ordinary book. I'm not quite sure you want me to read this.
Does it have pictures of women with staples in their navels?
I don't think so.
Then I want you to read it.
Davy's reputation rapidly grew into legend, and soon it seemed as if everybody in Tennessee knew the exploits of Davy Crockett.
Looks like you're on the cover of Frontier People again.
Dang, 3rd time this month. You'd think in this entire territory there'd be somebody else they could write about.
Folks like hearing about you, Davy.
Well, it embarrasses me, Polly.
Well, why don't you take your mind off it by doing some hunting?
Don't mind if I do. I just don't understand what they find so darn fascinating about me, Polly. I'm just like any other ordinary fella. Got that pesky housefly you've been complaining about.
That's nice, dear.
How'd you do that?
Do what?
First you were in front of me, then you just... Never mind. You know something? I don't even think you're Davy Crockett at all. I think that stupid substitute slipped me a Mickey.
Well, first of all, I am Davy Crockett, and second of all, I'd like to know who you are and where you got these funny duds you're wearing.
What's it to you?
Oh, boy, you got an attitude on you. I don't know where you're from, but folks around these parts talk respectable to one another.
Where are these parts anyway?
Tennessee. Where else?
Okay, I'll play along with your game, all right? Do you want to know where I'm from? Back east. Yeah, I'm from back east. I'm out here in these parts visiting relatives.
The devil, you say. Who?
You! Yeah, you. You know your mother.
Well, I seem to recollect her.
Yeah, well, I'm her cousin's uncle's son's brother. Yes, his name's Ben Parker.
Well, why didn't you say so in the first place, cuz? Let's go hunting. So, Ben, what's the city boy think about his first good hunt in a Tennessee canebrake?
Definitely boss, man. You must have killed enough food for a month.
Yeah, well, it's fair to middling.
Midland? Man, you didn't miss one shot. Yeah, I'd like to see you go against Rambo.
Rambo? What tribe's he with?
I'm not sure.
Well, if it's a peaceful tribe, I'd probably just walk right up and tip the cap and say how I do. I don't take truck with fighting them that ain't harmed me or mine.
You don't? Oh. Hey, can I shoot your gun?
Well, I reckon so. A man's got to learn to shoot if he's going to eat.
Far out, man. What can I shoot?
Well, let me see. How about that hickory nut third limb up on the right there? That'll cock back.
Or how about a nice big raccoon? Hey, raccoon, make my day.
Sit down, boy.
What'd you do that for?
Out here, a man only shoots what he has to shoot to live on.
Excuse me.
Hey, they got Muppets in Tennessee.
Aren't you Davy Crockett?
That'd be me.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll save you some trouble and come on down from this tree. I'm no match for you. Oh, shoot.
I'll tell you what, little feller. Why don't you just skedaddle on home to your wife and kids?
You mean that? Oh, of course you mean it. Everybody knows Davy Crockett never speaks anything but the truth. Bye, Mr. Crockett.
Don't mention it.
Cute. How'd you do it?
Do what?
Make it look like that raccoon was talking just so I wouldn't shoot him. Why'd you let him get away, man? I could have blasted him no sweat.
You know something, boy? Your bucket's full of water, but you just don't seem to be able to pull it out of the well. I told you, it takes more than just one easy shot to get me to fire old Betsy.
Old Betsy. Look, man, you know as well as I do I'm not from back east. You and that dork, Mr. Wallace, just hooked up his plan to...
Now, here's something. What?
What?
Walk real careful like, boy. We gotta get downwind before he... He's got our scent.
Who does?
Bear over there. Dang, no time to reload.
Baby, you can't fight that bear with your bare hands.
Fight a bear with my bare hands. That's a good one.
Davy, what are you doing?
I'm grinning him down.
Right.
I reckon I did.
Hey, you do this a lot?
Well, counting the day, once.
You could have ripped your face off. Weren't you scared?
Scared her than a tree'd stunk. Well, of course, that helped a little with the grinning, too.
Then you were scared.
Ain't nothing wrong with being scared, Ben. Only a fool's not scared when he's facing danger. Of course, I got one rule of thumb I always go by. I say to myself, make sure you're right, then go ahead.
Make sure you're right, then go ahead.
That's right.
You think that works, huh?
I still got my face, don't I? Coffee?
with you? You never read. You wait until the movie comes out.
Whitey, this ain't no ordinary book. It's... never mind. Skip it. I'm okay.
Right, let's go trash some 6th graders' lunch.
Nah, we did that yesterday. Besides, it's kind of wasting food. Can't we just, like, throw one of their guys into the girls' room or something?
What do you care? It's not our food. What's the matter with you?
Like I said, Skip it. I gotta go get a head start on our reading for Monday.
Reading? You're hopeless.
In 1813, war broke out between the settlers and a tribe of Indians known as the Creeks. The army sent to stop them was headed by Andrew Jackson. Though Davy's wife Polly pleaded with him not to fight, Davy went ahead and volunteered, and Jackson wisely made him his chief scout.
Why, Ben, you old son of a gun, where you been the last 8 years? You just up and disappeared on me.
Sorry, Davy, I had
to go. Those Indians are shooting at us.
Yep, those are the Creeks, too. Pretty good shots. Might not be a bad idea, son, if you ran behind that rock and ducked. You know, I got more and more respect and admiration for these Indians, Ben. It's a pity we're fighting on opposite sides of this war. Is that you, Davy? General Jackson. Over here.
It's the guy in the money.
Anything to report, Colonel?
Well, I think I found the Indian camp.
Where would that be?
Well, right over there.
We don't want to be jumping to the conclusion. Are you sure?
Well, all the signs seem to point to it. There was tracks over there earlier today, and then just this morning, I seen some smoke signals coming from that direction.
I wish we had more to go on. Then your hunches always seem to be right. If you say there's Injuns over there, that's good enough for me. I'll prepare the men, and then we'll launch a counterattack tonight. You think you can hold them off till then?
Well, probably, sir, but... You know, I've been thinking. I wish we could just go over there and palaver with them a little bit, you know? Maybe we could work this whole thing out.
Son, Crockett. The Indian savage don't understand the white man's talk. All he understands is killing. I'm launching an attack tonight.
Yes, sir.
Who's the boy?
Oh, that's Ben Parker. He's kinfolk from back east.
Son, you better come back to the camp with me. We'll be a lot safer
Hey,
there.
man, I'm not going anywhere. I'm no chicken.
General, things seem to have quieted down a little bit. I think you'll be safe here with me.
Well, I'm off.
I'll say.
Little brat.
Well, sure wish we could palaver instead of this. Ben, it's gotten too quiet around here.
Davy!
Looks like we got ourselves one golly whomper of a problem here, boy.
Well, palaver to the max!
Master.
Well, looks like you're going to be able to keep your hair after all, son. They're not going to hurt us now.
How do you know?
Well, frankly, it's your clothes. They think you're a little, tetched.
Crazy? Me crazy?
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, son. These people attach a special importance to that. They think that folks that are, well, different have a special connection to the great spirits. You and those fancy duds of yours just, might have saved our hides.
I saved Davy Crockett's life. Hey! Come in.
Ben, I'm a little concerned. I haven't heard from your principal in 2 days now. Have you been cutting school again?
No, Mom. I'm just trying to work with you and get an education, like you said.
Forgive me for sounding cynical, but after years of not listening to a word I say, why would you suddenly start now?
Maybe I'm growing up.
Maybe I'm Meryl Streep.
Look, Meryl, if it'll make you feel any better, I'll go down to school early tomorrow morning and let all the white mice out of the science lab again.
Never mind. Listen, why don't you and Whitey take in a movie tonight on me? I hear there's a Steven Spielberg film at the Rialto.
Oh, that's all right, Mom. I'd rather read.
I did say it was a Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
And I mentioned it was on me?
Uh-huh.
Really is a history book.
Maybe I'll just skip a little ways past that Indian War. Davy Crockett's exploits in the Indian Wars made him a hero. And like all heroes, he sometimes became bigger than life. As stories about Davy became more plentiful, it became more and more difficult to tell truth from legend.
Hey, don't you worry about old Death Hug. He's a pet of mine.
Death Hug?
Yeah, actually, he's more than just a pet. He's part of the family around here. Hey, he even knows a trick. Hey, Death Hug, show Ben here how you won't kill him. See there? Most bears will just stand right up and eat you for lunch, but not old Death Hug. He's tame as a belly scratch pup. Oh, okay. Coming right up.
What does he want?
Pipe.
Your bear smokes a pipe?
I know it's a bad habit, but beats cigars. And you know what they say? Man's best friend is his bear.
It's good to see you again, Davy.
Good to see you too, man.
So, what's new around here? How's Mrs. Crockett?
Well, I'm afraid she passed away a few years ago.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, you know, I've been in a lot of jams in my lifetime, but that's the most difficult trial I've ever had to face. Of course, you being a young'un might be a little hard for you to understand.
I understand. My dad died a couple of years ago. Still miss him. I guess I always will.
Well, you gotta go on. I know that's the way Polly would have wanted it. Here a while back, I met a young widow woman. We got hitched up. Just between me and you, though, Ben. Ain't a day goes by that I don't think about my old Polly.
Yeah, I think about my dad a lot, too.
Caleb, you and the boys out doing a little howling and prowling?
Me and the boys is hog set on doing some coon hunting. You want to join us?
Coon hunting? Ain't no moon till a week from Thursday. Now, you boys will be bumping into each other like a bunch of pig-eyed mules in a steeplechase.
But, Davy, she's as bright as noon out here. See, there's a big old harvest moon a-grinning just as big as you please.
Yeah, and it's getting bigger every minute. Ben? Ben, run in there and get my almanac off that shelf in there, will you, please?
No way, man. Maybe it's a UFO or E.T.
Don't be daft, boy. That's the M-O-O-N.
You boys is both wrong. It ain't the moon and it ain't no UFO or it, neither. That there is a comet.
Comet? Who cares what it is? As long as there's light for hunting. Let's go.
Hunting? Are you crazy? Don't you guys watch Star Trek? I mean, man, if that thing hits, it'll destroy the Earth.
I'm afraid Ben just might be right, boys. I'll be back directly.
Davy, what are you doing?
Making sure I'm right, then I'm going ahead.
This mean we ain't going hunting?
Sure is dark without that there comet. Guess that kills the coon hunt. Oh. Well, come on, boys. Let's go gig some frogs.
Yeah, but you guys can't just...
Well, the boys take off?
Yeah, they said something about playing music with frogs or something. Davy, I can't believe that you did that. I mean, how'd you do it?
How'd I do what, boy?
Davy, nobody can just go out and do what you just went out and did. It's impossible.
Nothing's impossible, son, as long as you believe you can do it.
Oh, come on, Davy. You never saw a comet before in your life. You really mean to tell me you believed you could just grab one by the tail and throw it back where it came from?
Well, I wasn't the only one to believe, Ben. I had help.
Who?
You.
Me? I didn't do anything.
Well, now, when I went running up that mountain to tussle that shooting star, I didn't see you pulling at my breeches leg trying to stop me.
Well, I was scared.
Bull feathers, boy. You wasn't scared. You had faith in old Davy. And if there's one thing that can push a man against stacked odds, it's knowing he's got a friend counting on him to come through.
This is turning into one heck of a Friday night.
What on earth are you doing? It's the middle of the night.
Just a little reading, Mom.
You better get some sleep. It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Davy Crockett's exploits were so well known that pretty soon the people of his community elected him to the state legislature.
Ben, is that light going out?
Yeah, Mom. Night, Mom. Davy proved to be a wise legislator and was later elected to the Congress of the United States. And so Davy Crockett, frontier hero, was off to our nation's capital, known in those times as Washington City. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you know where I could find Davy Crockett?
I should say not. That backwoods bumpkin is an embarrassment to politics and Washington society.
Him? She looked in a mirror lately?
Young man, I'll thank you not to talk to my wife in that tone of voice, especially dressed like that.
Yeah, well, this is how we dress back east.
This is back east.
Did I say back east? Well, you know, I meant back west. I don't care what anybody says. Davy Crockett is a neat guy. He's not an embarrassment to anybody.
Howdy. I guess they must have had another appointment. Your soup, sir? Soup, Tell you what, I'll just have a big, thick, juicy bear steak. Oh, I'm sorry, Death Hug. I'll tell you what, make that sow snouts and possum belly.
We do not have sow snouts and possum bellies, sir.
All right, then. How about collard greens and ham hocks?
We do not have those either.
You see what I mean? You show up late and they run out of all the good stuff. Tell you what, I'll just have dessert.
Very good, sir. Tonight we have a brand new dessert invention called ice cream.
Iced cream? I'll try anything twice. I tell you what, bring me a big glass of that there ice cream. Oh, and tell you what, a gallon of your best clover honey. Make that sage honey. He gets the hiccups with clover. Woo! It's quieter than a cottontail on goose down in here. Something wrong?
Congressman Crockett, this is a formal dinner. Perhaps it would be better if you left the wild animal outside.
Oh. Wait a minute. He's not no wild animal. Old Death Hug behaves himself just as respectable as a lot of people I know. Well, I'm sorry if I've offended anybody. Waiter, we'll take our dessert outside. Come on, Death Hug. Dang! If it had meant no pets allowed, they ought to put no pets allowed on the invitation. Of course, I should have known something was wrong when I saw that nobody else brought their bear.
Hey, Davy.
Ben, good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Hey there, Death Hug.
Oh. Well, you just keep doing that disappearing act. Oh, I must admit, last time I tried to get in touch with you.
You did?
Yeah, and you know the strangest thing? My mother's cousin's uncle's son didn't even know he had a brother.
You're kidding. Well, you lose touch over the years.
Yeah, I guess you did.
Your ice cream, sir.
Oh, thank you very kindly.
And some honey for the, bear, gentlemen. How do you like it, sir?
It's fine, just fine. Tastes kind of like a snow under a maple tree. Want some, Ben?
Oh, yeah. Could I get it in a cone? Never mind. Hey, isn't that wuss General Jackson?
Now, wait a minute, boy. That there's a great military leader we're looking at, and contrary to what you might think, he's a brave man.
So that's why General Jackson's your friend?
Well, he's President Jackson now. I'm not too sure that he still considers me to be a friend of his. Seems like we kind of locked horns over a bill he was keen to pass here a while back. He would have put a lot of innocent homesteaders off of their land, Ben. I just could not, in good conscience, vote for it. Well, old Hickory didn't look too favorably on that, so... yeah, don't matter, the bill didn't pass anyway.
Some friend. No wonder he never made it higher than the $20 bill.
You know something, Ben? I just don't seem to be able to get the hang of this town. Seems like no matter what I try to do, I always wind up offending somebody.
Ah, Davy. They told me I could find you out here.
Oh, Mr. President. You remember Ben here?
No.
Indian War, 17 years back?
Yeah, I was the one who didn't run.
Oh, yes, of course. Years been mighty kind to you, son.
Is that a wig or what?
Where?
Never say wig around a Democrat.
Davy, I wonder if I might have a word with you alone?
Certainly, sir. Excuse us, Ben.
You know, Davy, I'm counting on your support on this upcoming Indian land bill. I don't want to be disappointed like I was on that Homesteaders Act.
I've got to be honest with you, Mr. President. That bill just don't set well with me.
What is it this time?
We signed a treaty with those Indians, guaranteeing them the right to live on those lands forever. And now, just because a bunch of greedy, rich white men find an opportunity to get a little richer, all of a sudden we're going to send those Indians packing to who knows where. It don't seem right to me.
Need I remind you that we are talking about the very same Indians that you and I fought against?
They was only fighting for their homeland, same as we were.
Well, then let me put it this way. I want your vote. And if I don't get it, as far as I am concerned, you can kiss your political career goodbye. Now, do you understand me?
yourself very clear, Mr. President.
That's good. That's very good.
What do you want? Hit you up for a loan or something?
He wants me to vote for his Indian land bill. Says if I don't, my career in Washington's in a mess of trouble.
Well, you'll show him, won't you, Davy? Davy? Yo, Davy.
And so, in conclusion, I believe that the bill before us today is not only in the best interests of this great and fair nation of ours, but also in the best interests of the Indians.
Well, you're next. I can't wait to see the looks on their faces when you give them that speech.
Maybe I ought to just forget about it, Ben. I can't compete with speechifying like that.
What? What's he got that you haven't got?
Well, for one thing, I can only talk out of one side of my mouth at a time.
They'll have the thrill and adventure of moving to a brand new land and making a lot of new friends. What's more, we are willing to guarantee the Indians in writing that they will love their new homes. And I assure you, we will stand by that promise with the same firm resolve with which we have stood behind all our other promises to the Indians.
Listen to all that hand clapping out there. I don't think anything I'd say would make any difference.
This does not sound like the Davy Crockett I know. What happened to faith, imagining, grinning down grizzlies?
I've learned a whole lot in the last few years, Ben.
No, you are not going to tell me that all the stuff you've been teaching me about being right and going ahead is bunk. Because if that's how you feel, then there's no reason for any of us to try to change things. Heck, Davy, if the great Indian fighter is afraid to stand up to a bunch of nerds in monkey suits, then what chance is a big-mouth goof-off like me got?
You're talking about a whole nother thing, Ben.
No, I'm not. Are you sure you're right?
Yes, I am.
Then go ahead.
Our next speaker will be the congressman from Tennessee, the Honorable David Crockett.
Thank you, Mr. Congressman. I'm reminded today of a remark made by the great Indian leader Red Jacket in this very building. He was shown a panel of a mural which depicted the first landing of the Pilgrims. It showed an Indian presenting the Pilgrims with an ear of corn as a token of friendly welcome. Well, old Red Jacket, he looked at this mural and he said, that was good. You see, Red Jacket believed that these visitors, these Pilgrims, came from the same great spirit he did. And so he was happy and willing to share the fruits of the soil with them. But then Red Jacket turned around. He saw another panel of the mural. This one representing our early treaties with the Indians. To this, Red Jacket said, all's gone now. Well, there was a great deal of truth in Red Jacket's short saying, and the bill before us today is testament to it. Gentlemen, this bill is wrong. Dead wrong, and no matter how many ways you twist it, turn it, and twirl it around, it's always going to be wrong. Now, if I should be the only member of the House who votes against this bill, and the only man in the United States who disapproves of it, I will still vote against it. And it will be a matter of rejoicing to me until the day I die.
And the crowd goes wild. Davy, Davy, Davy.
All right, that does it. You have just lost your homework privileges. You are absolutely forbidden to do any more homework for the next 2 weeks. You can go to the movies, you can play with your friends. If you were old enough to drive, you could do that. But no more homework. You will get this book back when you're ready to leave for school on Monday morning and not a moment before. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Today we'll be reviewing the chapters that cover Davy's farewell to politics and his participation in the Texas War for Independence as the leader of a group of Tennessee volunteers.
Can we just get right to where he gets croaked at the Alamo? That was really rad.
Get out of here. Nobody could kill Davy.
I'm afraid Whitey's right, Ben.
No, I gotta stop him! And so Davy headed off to Texas to help the young nation in its struggle for independence. Davy, I gotta talk to you.
Ben, long time no see.
Davy, you can't go to Texas.
How'd you know I was even going to Texas?
Look, I'm not from here.
Well, I know that. You're from back east.
No, I'm not. I'm from the future. Now, I know it sounds weird, but you gotta believe me. I know what's gonna happen to you in Texas. I'm from the future. Why do you think I dress this way?
I always thought it was just bad taste.
Look, Davy, you can't go, okay? Trust me on this one.
You keep saying that, boy, but why?
Because you're gonna die there.
I see. Well, if that's what's going to happen to me, then what's going to become of Texas? Mexico going to keep her?
No. Texas will become a state. And she'll have oil and cotton and a good football team.
Well, that sounds like something I'd want to become a part of. And you know, we don't want to be messing around with history, Ben.
Come on, Davy. Why don't you wait a few years? Then you can go to California. You can discover gold there. I'll even tell you where they found it.
Ben, I'm sure I'm right, and I'm going ahead. I almost forgot that once a long time ago, but this peculiar kid with these funny-looking duds refreshed my memory. You know I've got to go, don't you? You take care, Ben.
Come on, Ben. Let's go back to class.
Geez, some old geezer bites the dust 100 years ago and the mighty Ben Parker wimps out. Shut up! Maybe if you guys spent a little less time goofing off and a little more time studying, you could learn something too. Ha! Look who's talking about goofing off! You know, you're right. But now I know better. I'm not gonna hide behind being a wise guy anymore. When I'm right, I'm going ahead. That does it, punk. Get ready to bleed. Stop it! Oh, you're not even gonna defend yourself? It's gonna be a pleasure beating you to pulp. What are you grinning at? Stop that. Get it. How'd you know he wouldn't have hurt you? Made sure I was right, then I went ahead.
All right, leave your books on the desk, please. Tomorrow we're going to begin our discussion of Abraham Lincoln. Oh, Whitey, why don't you take this home with you? Get a head start.
Have a good time in Illinois.
story, but there's really more to tell. Old Davy rode to glory when the Alamo fell. A legend of America helped keep us strong and free. Old Davy Crockett, he's a page from history.